What if I told you there's a number that, well, you just can't escape it? A number that keeps showing up no matter how you try to twist or multiply reality. Today, we're going to dive into a pretty fascinating pattern that some people believe holds a key to the universe itself. All right, so let's get right into it. Imagine for a second there's a frequency that's kind of humming underneath everything, a pattern that repeats in a way that feels almost too perfect to be a coincidence. We're going to break down exactly what that pattern is, and even more importantly, what it might mean for you. Now, you've probably seen this famous quote from Nikola Tesla floating around, but here's the thing most people miss. While 3 and 6 are definitely part of the dance, the real secret, the powerhouse of this whole thing, is the number 9. So let's actually unlock this. We're going to start with the simple math behind the idea. No fluff, no confusion, just a clear look at a pattern that, and I'm serious here, once you see it, you're not going to be able to unsee it. Check this out. The process is super simple. We take the number 3 and we just start multiplying it. If the answer has 2 digits like 12, you just add them together. So 1 plus 2 is 3. And look what happens. You get 3, 6, 9, and then whoop, it just starts all over again. 3, 6, 9, on, forever. Okay, so what about the number 6? Let's see how this builds. We do the exact same thing, and what do we find? The same loop. It just shows up in a different order. You get 6, 3, 9, and it just keeps cycling through those same 3 numbers. But this is where the pattern takes a really fascinating turn. Okay, so you've got 3 and 6, and they're kind of dancing together in this repeating loop. But 9? Oh, 9 is different. 9 plays by its own set of rules. This is where that whole inescapable number idea really starts to make sense. It just doesn't behave like the others. And this just lays it out perfectly. It doesn't matter what you multiply 9 by. You can multiply by 1,000,000, 1,000,000,000. When you boil it all back down to that one single digit, guess what? It's always 9. It always comes back home to itself. So that's the key, right? While the other numbers are getting lost in that 3, 6, 9 loop, 9 just stays 9. It holds on to its own identity, it's constant, it's complete. You really can't escape it. And that unique quality is what gives it all its power. And this is about more than just numbers on a page. 9 has this really deep symbolic meaning. In numerology, it represents the final stage of any cycle. Think of it like the last chapter of a book, the final scene of a movie. It's that moment of completion right before everything starts all over again. I mean, think about it literally. What comes after 9? 10. And if we reduce that down, 1 plus 0 is 1. A brand new start. So 9 isn't just the end. It's the doorway you have to walk through to get to a new beginning. And this is the part where we bring it all home. We're moving from theory into, well, your actual life. Because this isn't just about numbers. It's about the patterns in our own lives. And if you've ever felt stuck, like you're just spinning your wheels, this idea of 9 energy might be the exact key you've been looking for. So let's get personal for a second. I want you to think of a time when something big in your life ended. It could be a relationship, a job, maybe just a phase you went through that came to a close. And I'm sure at the time it probably felt pretty rough, right? Maybe like a huge loss. But if you look back at it now, can you see how that ending had to happen to make room for what came next? That's 9 energy. That's the whole idea. It's this powerful force of completion that clears the path. It closes one door so that another one can swing wide open. And really, this is the choice we all have, isn't it? We can fight against these natural endings, and when we do that, we just get stuck. We go around in circles with the same old problems. Or we can embrace that energy of completion, create some space, and allow for something new and amazing to come in. Okay, so that sounds great, but how do you actually do it? How can you use this whole concept to hit your own personal reset button? Let's get really practical here. I'm going to give you a simple, actionable guide you can literally start using today. First things first, you have to ask yourself a really powerful, really honest question. What am I holding on to that just needs to be done? What old story, what lingering feeling, what piece of unfinished business needs to be brought to a close? And the process is really straightforward. Once you know what it is, your next job is to create some kind of symbolic closure. And this isn't just about thinking about it, it's about doing something intentional to align yourself with that powerful energy of completion. And look, this doesn't have to be some big dramatic thing. You could just write down what you're letting go of on a piece of paper and then safely tear it up or burn it. You could even just speak it out loud and declare, "This chapter is now done."
Or, hey, you could even try reflecting on it for 9 minutes a day. Why 9? Well, you're literally tuning into that frequency of completion.
And here's why that is so important. You just can't start something truly new if the old stuff isn't finished, you know? It's like trying to write a new chapter on a page that's already covered in scribbles and old notes. That 9 energy, that's what wipes the page clean for you. So let me ask you, what is that one thing you're ready to complete? The power of 9, it's not just some weird math thing. It's your personal reset button. Because the biggest thing to take away from all this is that you don't just find a new life waiting for you. You have to create it. And that whole process of creation, it starts the second you decide to truly finish the old one.